This was from Sixers Galaxy earlier today, and it was from Kevin O'Connor on the Kevin O'Connor Show. The New Orleans Pelicans like Ace Bailey. I think a lot of teams like Ace Bailey, so I don't think that's really a news drop. But and could attempt to trade up with the Sixers to acquire the third overall pick. Kevin O'Connor says, I've heard the Pelicans at number 7 like Ace Bailey. Joe Dumars is there. Sounds like he really likes Ace. Could try to trade up to number 3 with Philly or number 4 with Charlotte. That, to me, is the best case scenario for the Sixers if you trade down 4 spots. That would be the 76ers trading to number 7 in the draft. What do you think about that?
I mean, yeah, going from number 3 to number 7, that's a big jump because, like, we all know, like, Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper, they're kind of in their own tier. But then after that, it kind of gets, murky. I mean, you got, like, Ace Bailey, VJ, Knipple, Malawach, Trey Johnson, all of that. So, I mean, it kind of depends on what the order will be by the time you get to number 7. Like, I mean, the fact that, like let's just say the first 4, it's Flagg, Harper, VJ, or Ace. Like, those are, like, the first 4. So then you only have number 5 and number 6 to wait for until you get to number 7. So, like, if, like, Knipple and Malawach get picked, then you get, like, Trey Johnson. Or if, like, Trey Johnson maybe jumps up, or maybe you have, like, an opportunity to draft Malawach or Knipple in. I mean, at that point, like, depending on what the Pelicans could give you in a potential offer, and I'm not going to lie, Eastwood, I don't know if you agree, but they do have some really intriguing players that I think that can help the Sixers now and in the future. And, I mean, if you have number 7, because it is a really good draft class, you're still going to get a player with a good amount of potential. Maybe not, like an Ace Bailey, VJ Edgecombe level of potential, but still someone who, you never really know at the end of the day. But it's still a really good draft class, and you could get a lot of value, but I think it depends on what the Pelicans are going to offer you and what that baseline is.
And it's going to matter if Daryl Morey knows who those players are. Because we could go back to the pre-Ben Simmons trade where he, on the radio, was quoted saying, Sixers fans want me to trade Ben Simmons for random NBA players. And the trade package that he was talking about, or at least rumored to be talking about, was Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes for Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris. And, so I don't even know if Daryl Morey knows who those guys are. It seems like he knows how to draft, and he knows NBA stars from 10 years ago. That's what it feels like to me. And I'm downplaying his basketball knowledge. He knows what's going on, but I think what I mean by that is, are they underrated probably by Daryl Morey? He knows who they are. Are they underrated by Daryl Morey? The 2 players you're talking about, I would assume, are Trey Murphy, Trigger Trey, who's a 6'8", 3-and-D wing
Herb
who
Jones.
can just get buckets, and Herb Jones, who is a 6'7", 3-and-D wing who 2 years ago, Herb Jones 2 years ago, when the Pelicans had an actual season versus, last season when they ended up tanking more than half of the season away. 2 years ago when they were actually competing, he was first team all defense and shot 42% from 3 at 24 years old. And he's 6'7" with a 7-foot wingspan. Herb Jones is literally the perfect 3-and-D player. He is the perfect 3-and-D player. Lockdown, first team all defense, 42% from 3, 6'7", 7-foot wingspan. If you draft the guy, I think you would be happy if Ace Bailey even became Herb Jones. Like, if he doesn't become a star, you'd be like, he became a really good defensive catch and shoot guy. There is a specific trade that myself and NZ talk about in this video. I want you to stay tuned and listen to that trade offer and let me know in the comments what you think about that trade down offer. But first, this is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Sixers fans, we may never be in the NBA Finals, but we're still getting in on the action. The MVP of the league, SGA, versus the most clutch player in the playoffs this year, Tyrese Halliburton. I'm hype. And that's why I've teamed up with DraftKings to make this moment even bigger. Right now, new customers bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you'll score $300 in bonus bets. That's right, bet $5, get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use my promo code RUNITBACK when you sign up. Want more? Drop those bonus bets on DraftKings same game parlays for a shot at a massive payout by combining bets from the same game, or feel the rush with live betting. Wager on the action as it unfolds. If sports betting isn't in your state yet, check out DraftKings Pick 6 for a chance to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use promo code RUNITBACK. Bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. The court is calling and the crown is yours. Sixers Nation posted on Twitter, would you trade the number 3 pick and Lonnie Walker for the number 7 pick and Herb Jones? See, I would love for, first of all, Lonnie Walker, I mean, that's just would you trade the number 3 pick for 7 and Herb Jones? Like, Lonnie, we just signed him out of the Euro League 3 weeks ago. He wasn't even in the NBA. It's not like the Pelicans are like, yeah, give us Lonnie Walker. You know what I mean? But yes is 54% right there. Would you trade the number 3 pick and Lonnie Walker to go down to 7 and get Herb Jones? Again, Herb Jones doesn't have the scoring ability that Trey Murphy has. He's not going to give you 30, 40-point games. He's a 3-and-D player who can catch and shoot at a high rate from 3 and is a first-team all-defense. I love Herb Jones. I think he's a piece that a lot of teams want, man. It's almost an Alex Caruso with a bigger, longer wingspan and a better catch-and-shoot 3, to be honest with you. But I'm saying yes to that because I hate that. I hate that because I don't want to pass on Ace Bailey. But if I can get Herb Jones at just 25 years old right now, and I get the 7 pick, I think I'm taking Herb Jones in the 7 pick for number 3. I think that is a trade down scenario that I wouldn't be mad at. If it was offered and they passed on it, I also wouldn't be mad at it. I don't want to make that clear. If they just stay and draft Ace Bailey, I love that too. But if they were gonna trade down, I would not be mad at this at all. And I would probably personally take Kaman Maluach at number 7.
Oh yeah.
And now we're cooking with chicken grease. Now we got a 7'2", 20-year-old center to bring up through the development. And I think that's what I would do. And I think that's who I would pick at 7 also. What do you think?
I think there are some good reasons as to why you would make that trade. Number one, it's what we learned throughout the past couple of seasons. You don't need these massive, like, star-studded super teams anymore. You sort of just need a competitive team that will be healthy and can go on a run and, make some timely runs, hit some timely shots. And, like the Pacers, you're in the finals. They have a really good, well-constructed roster. No one really considers that a super team, really. But you have just a good group of players who fit well next to each other and are durable. And with Ace Bailey, of course, he has that star potential, but how long are you willing to wait for that? When you have Tyrese Maxey coming into his prime, we have Jared McCain as well, continuing to develop. When what you could do is trade for Herb Jones. You have someone who could guard Tatum, who can guard Brunson, someone who can guard some of the best players in the league. And that is really valuable since the Sixers, they don't really have a premier lockdown defender. So if they can trade for Herb Jones, you would have someone who can do that job. And then you could also get Maluach too. And depending on Embiid's health and all of that, he could be a fantastic Derek Lively type of backup center for the Sixers. So you're kind of, it's that Daryl Morey approach of winning now. I think that's sort of a win now move. You get a premier defensive player who can also do stuff for you on the offensive end. We are also getting another prospect who could help you in the future. Is Maluach going to be like a star center or anything? I mean, who really knows? I mean, with that skill set, that size that he has, I mean, there is a lot to be impressed about. But then again, if you're just going with just taking Ace Bailey, that signals to me that you kind of want a full-scale rebuild. But if you are going to trade for Herb Jones, trade down, that signals to me, we're still trying to compete. And if they're still trying to compete, I wouldn't be really upset with that. But like then again, like Embiid and Paul George's contracts, like even if you trade for Herb Jones, is that really going to be enough of a needle mover to account for that dead weight? So it's it's kind of a really like complicated, more complicated than we think, because there are a lot of risks in each scenario, but like a lot of really good outcomes with each scenario too. It's like you can't really go wrong, but there is one that, like, if you can imagine, oh wow, that really works out, like it will really work out. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. So I don't know. I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Daryl Morey would try and make that type of move, because I don't think he's a GM that leaves anything out of the question. Like, he will leave, like any possibility, as long as there's the right deal, he's going to strike it. But I think the most likely outcome is that he's probably going to draft someone.
Yeah, definitely. I think so too. But if that was a trade down, I wouldn't be too mad at